Welcome, everyone, to the Western Sales Lead event for 2021. Today, we're going to focus on John Deere application equipment. It's the right choice. Three things we're going to look at insights here is, first of all, it's going to be one-stop shopping for the right applicators. First one is timely application of dry fertilizers that have more durable pearl, which is more accurate for spreading with an improved nutrient availability that can be spread with accuracy. The next one's a full line of high clearance John Deere sprayers with carbon fiber booms and ExactApply technology. And the last one we're going to look at is the John Deere integrated technologies, including in-field data and line sharing with sub-inch accuracy options, remote machine monitoring and spray applications sent to the cloud. Remember, it's solid, stable, and still John Deere. So the first one we're going to look at is the timely application of these fertilizer spreaders. And the first one we're going to look at is the spinner spreader, and the other one will be the boom spreader. And technology for the spinner spreader has really come a long ways with the advancement in the durable pearl that the companies supply with the fertilizer companies. This is the possibly more time in the fall to apply. Maybe price per ton may be less than in the spring. It can free up also farm storage, less bin space. And when applying it in the wintertime, there's more time to seed in the spring with less fills because you've already spread it on the ground in the fall or the winter. And also maybe you have more labor available in the fall and the winter months to spread that product when they're really busy in the spring. So we're going to look at this whole lineup here. The first one is the 4365, and all these machines is the base unit, which is the tractor unit, frame, large tires, and we're going to talk about that. That'll give you three different options to put on that machine. It has the 4365 has a 9-liter engine, 365 horsepower, 400 horsepower peak engine, gives you lots of power. A proven transmission, it's an IVT, similar to the 8000 series tractors. Really works well in cold weather too, so if you're spreading in the wintertime, that's it's really a benefit to that we've seen. It's got a 567-liter fuel tank, and the big key is the transport speed is up to 46, almost 50 miles per hour down the road. Now you can also spread in the field at 30 miles per hour, but also getting from the middle of the field to the semi that's waiting on the side, you're probably going to hit that 35 miles per hour going across the field just to get there. And that's going to be time saving. It's got a dual C-channel frame with large leaf springs and air brakes. So it's got a great ride, really great ride, and really good control for stopping too. It's like driving a nice, a newer half-ton. It's got really good control with the steering and brakes. So on this 4365, if you can imagine, this is going to be our base frame, transmission, cab, and all that. We're going to put on three different products that's available from the factory. It's going to be the proven new leader spinner spreader box, which has been around since the year 2000 for John Deere. And even earlier that, the new leader's been around since the early 30s, actually. There's going to be a little video on that. So you can get 1, 2, or 4 bin configurations. You can also put on a dry box. It has boom, so it's an air boom configuration and has dual bins with a microbin option on the back for spreading at really low rates, say Avidex or something like that. The third product that we can add onto this piece of equipment as an option is a large 2,000-gallon tank high capacity sprayer with 90-foot booms. So this is going to be not a high clearance, but it's going to be a large capacity. So we'll look at these three nutrient applicators here. The first one is the spinner spreader. We've had really good results with it, especially, like I say, with the newer technology, Super U and Amidas products. They're really accurately made, which means that each pearl of fertilizer is very hard and it's consistent size. So we can spread that well over, I've seen in regular conditions all day long, 100 feet long, even more. But we'll say 100 feet just to be conservative. So here's the G5 technology. the latest.
Responsible nutrient management is the foundation for the future of agriculture. That means that efficiency and control are more important than ever. Welcome to the NL5000 G5 by New Leader, taking spinner spreaders to an unprecedented level of precision and high-output nutrient application. The new NL5000 G5 sets itself apart by using patented G5 spinner technology, proven to spread materials fast, wide, and more consistently. Now, operators have technology that gives them increased accuracy by shifting the fan frame fore and aft, as well as left and right, to control the swath, altering where the product falls onto the spinners while in motion. Add conveyor speed adjustments, and you've got pinpoint accuracy. The G5 spinner control gives 16 sections swath width control, while adjusting conveyor speed to maintain accurate application rates. This gives operators the ability to significantly reduce overlap and apply nutrients to the right place. The new G5 technology also provides half-width or remote spreading capabilities. This also gives last pass control, allowing for a reduced swath width when finishing a field with a less than full pass. Dual RPM sensors and PWM valves maintain a precise speed on each spinner independently, so you can control the distance you need. Flip a switch, and the NL5000 G5 applies materials along a boundary line, placing nutrients right where crops need them. Inserting a multiplier increases productivity and reduces operating expenses by allowing you to spread up to 2 products simultaneously or independently at straight or variable rates in one pass. An improved waterfall divider and match rate output are standard and support even higher rates of output. Including micronutrients, the multi-bin can spread up to 4 products in one pass. Hydraulic feed gate controls allow the operator to adjust feed gate height from the cab. Using the feed gate optimizer, they can calculate and automatically set the feed gate. The NL5000 G5 is equipped with a user interface that is intuitive and easy to use. Features include diagnostic feedback and automated service notices. Cables and software make it plug and play for use with any compatible controller, so you only need to learn one system. For improved efficiency, the NL5000 G5 saves specific product profiles and settings, allowing for quick recall when changing products. Behind the user screen, the G5 comes complete with all spreader electronic controls, ensuring the fastest reactions and the best response. Cables are specifically made, professionally routed, and factory tested before delivery. The interface includes other features like boundary spreading, a feed gate optimizer, low bin countdown, and automatic chain oiler. The system can also be expanded to control multiple bins and other functions. Precision application starts with precision manufacturing. Component relationships are accurately held by laser-cut parts and precisely positioned via actuators and sensors for the best possible application. New Leader products are sturdy and operate in the harshest environments. Key components are made of 304 stainless steel to resist corrosion and maintain their integrity. The front and rear grease banks on the NL5000 G5 make greasing the machine easy and efficient. The G5 has advanced hydraulics that support precise independent spinner speed and conveyor control. An automatic chain tensioner gives extended conveyor life by keeping proper tension during machine operation. And to increase reliability, the G5 is equipped with sensors to monitor fluid levels, temperature, filter restrictions, and system pressure. Looking for the 4 R's in one solution? You found it with the NL5000 G5 by New Leader, the next generation of nutrient stewardship. New Leader from New Leader Manufacturing, building the best since 1939.
So there you have it with the G5 applicator from New Leader. They've been around a long time, and we've seen some pretty accurate spreading with that. Even more accurate now with this new product, the G5 from New Leader. So we're going to move on to the boom spreader, the air boom spreader from John Deere. and that's 70 feet wide. And let's have a look at that. And that has got a Microban on the back of it that can spread smaller products at a lower rate down to, 5 or 10 or 15 pounds, even higher than that. But it gets down to the low rates if you want to put on small amounts with micronutrients or like Abidex. So it's a 70-foot boom, once again, based on that 4365 nice chassis, and with the engine and all that power and that nice transmission. It's got section control just half width, left and right, with a variable rate and prescription options that can be sent from the operations center. And once again, it's got the Microbin available. And just remember, it's got all John Deere common parts. So they have filters the same as a lot of tractors, same with like the hydraulics and stuff like that. So the next product that we've got on the 4365 is the 2,000-gallon sprayer, and that's on a 90-foot boom for custom applications, but for higher rates, it'll spray up to 30 miles per hour at lower rates, of course, at 30 or 40 gallons per acre, and then at 80 gallons per acre, it spray at 25 miles per hour. Once again, transport speeds up to 47 miles per hour. It gets you there fast with a 200 US gallon rinse tank with automatic features. Then we're going to move on to the full line of high clearance John Deere sprayers with the carbon fiber booms and ExactApply technology. So you can spray more acres per hour with a lighter and a smaller footprint, with less drift and more accuracy, able to apply with prescription-based map remotely sent, less crop damage with turn compensation with the ExactApply, and less time switching between nozzles with that ExactApply too. So we'll look at those products here. With the sprayers themselves, they're categorized in 3 different chassis types. The smaller ones, we don't see too many of them in Western Canada, the 4023. The main ones in the middle are the smaller frames, we call them, are the 4030. That's a 280 horsepower, 800 gallon. And then you have the 310 horsepower, 1,000 gallon R4038. And then the 325 horsepower, 1,200 gallon R4044. We move up to a larger frame, a little bit heavier, also heavier hubs, and that's a 350 horsepower, 1,200 gallon sprayer. That's an R4045. And then we move up to the largest one of the high clearance sprayers is a 375 horsepower, 1,600 gallon, and that's our R4060. That's going to be a popular one. So the boom options on those sprayers, you can get from 90 feet right up to 132 feet with the carbon fiber boom. The carbon fiber boom is available in 120 and 132. With the 120-foot carbon fiber compared to the metal boom, it's going to be about 1,200 pounds lighter in comparison for the same width. And if you go up to 132 feet, you're still going to be lighter than a 120-foot boom, getting you right out to 132 foot in the fields there. And on those sprayers, you can get an option called ExactApply. Now, this is a revolutionary system for pulse width modulation. That's PWM. It's got a spray kit that can be added onto any R4000 series. So if you've got one that's a couple years old and it's an R4038, doesn't have it, talk to your sales representative or parts department, and we can add that onto that sprayer. You have 6 nozzle option on there, 15 or 30 hertz pulsing. We're going to look at that in a minute here, with the highest pulsing delivery rates in the industry. So if you look at other brands, they're around 10 hertz per second, so less pulsing. More pulsing gives you a better accuracy, so the competition doesn't have quite that. It also has a wireless fob to check the nozzles. So you just walk behind the sprayer and check the nozzles as you're walking along, spraying out some water, checking for plug nozzles and conditions or what's going on there. So it also has a customized nozzle boost feature, which is really nice. So behind the sprayer tracks, there's those tires, those wheels, you can put those 4 on each side and boost them up to 25, 30, 40% higher, just to kind of settle that dust down and hit the plants better. So, and also has turn compensation. When you're turning in the field, there's going to be a video showing that. It's going to be accurate for turning around power poles and yard sites and sloughs. So the outside of the boom is going to be spraying the same amount as the inside pivot part of the boom, turning at faster speeds on the outside and slower on the inside, but the pulse rates are going to compensate for that. This is just a small little picture showing, I've kind of circled in red what we're going to be looking at. So on the left here, I'm going to point my pointer to it. It says the front here, this nozzle at the front. If you are on the 4, 5, or 6 nozzle selection, if you put a nozzle on there and rotate it to the front, you're able to deliver higher rates and pulsing out of both solenoids, 15 hertz each, which gives you 30 hertz delivery rate. So that's a good option just if you're going to spray with one nozzle and that's one you're going to just use for quite a while and you want to have higher rates, or just spray 30 hertz out of one nozzle. That's the only option you can do that with. So 4, 5, or 6. And just moving over to the other selection here on the right, if you rotate and put at the front 1, 2, or 3, like rotating this thing, and it doesn't rotate automatically, you got to turn it by hand, but you would just rotate it. You might spray for that way for a couple of weeks, and you could spray out of the front nozzle at 15 hertz per minute or second, I should say, 15 hertz per second, or you could spray out of the rear at 15 hertz per second, or you can spray out of both together, so A and B. So you got lots of options that way too. So that would be having the front one a nozzle in number 1, 2, or 3 when you rotate it. So remember, if you have it in row nozzle number 5, 4, 5, and 6, it'll make more sense when you see it. It's only limited to spray out of that front then. You just spray out of the front here, but you can spray at a higher rate. So just want to bring that up as a chart. You can look at this later. You can pause it and kind of look at what's going on here. I've circled this here, and this is all pulse width modulation right here in what's circled red. That's the options for it there. So watch a little video on this.
The discipline of applied science is nothing new. You take existing scientific knowledge and use it to develop practical applications. Case in point, our new Exact Apply nozzle control system, carbon fiber boom, and Command View 3 cab. Let's take a closer look at our Exact Apply nozzle control system. By combining 30 hertz of pulse width modulation with exclusive individual AB nozzle control, we designed a hybrid system that provides 3 times the pulsing frequency of competitive systems. AB nozzle control allows you to use a pair of nozzles and switch between them, either automatically or manually from the cab, putting you in total control of your droplets. Put this technology to work and you'll experience consistent droplet size and pressure across a wider range of speeds. Better precision means decreased overlap and reduced input costs for you. And with features like turn compensation, the Exact Apply nozzle control system automatically varies the rate across the entire boom, minimizing crop burn and ensuring the right drops for the right crops. To minimize corrosion, crop and soil impact, as well as maximize your productivity, we looked for a lightweight yet durable material and found that carbon fiber was our answer. Our all-new carbon fiber booms are available in 120 and 132-foot widths and weave together durability, productivity, and weight reduction, reducing boom wing weight by more than 35%. Put our 132-foot boom to work and you'll cover up to 8% more acres per day. And with a wider boom, you'll make fewer field passes, helping to further minimize crop and soil impact. Plus, carbon fiber resists corrosion and is easier to clean and maintain. The advancements don't end there. We've outfitted our Command View 3 cab with the 4600 Command Center and redesigned the command arm and multifunction handle to offer reconfigurable buttons. Put these to work and experience the benefits of a fully connected system. More flexibility, easier to use, and a workspace truly customized to fit how you work. It's true, theory doesn't protect your crops, but when it's applied to real-world designs, it will work to treat and protect in even the harshest conditions. And while trials and tests prove the effectiveness of these enhancements, it's the human element that makes this a superior spraying solution. Visit your John Deere dealer to learn how it all works together. That's not theory, it's performance that pays.
So we're seeing quite a few sprayers going out with the ExactApply. It's a money saver, less drift, and way better control on the spray pattern, especially when you're, like I say, when you're turning. And you got lots of sloughs or tree bluffs and power poles. You're going to save a lot of not just the chemical, but you're not going to have that burn in the crop, especially when you're spraying in crop. So the next great product that's come along for the sprayers themselves also is called Command Drive. Now, Command Drive, you can spray more acres per day at a lower cost of operation with Command Drive powertrain. Well, how can you do that? Well, you'll see an improved system response to maintain consistent application and transport speeds in challenging conditions while reducing overall fuel consumption and cab noise. There's a little video after this that's going to explain that, but basically it's lowering the engine RPMs down, keeping the power where you need it. And then if you need to have more power, it automatically gives it to you. So you can run, rather than 2,500 RPM, screaming all day long when you don't need it, especially, well, most of the time you don't need it unless you're plowing mud, that it's going to cut it back down. You can set it down to 1,300 RPM and just idle along, still get all the power for your spraying application, and your transmission still operating at optimum too. So the Command Drive power comes from in all base 2021 sprayers. And so it features an automatic mode, dynamically commands the engine depending on the load conditions. They'll show that in the video. Reducing the engine speed like we talked about, saving up to 20% fuel consumption. Why have the engine screaming all day long? Plus, it's turning less RPMs, less wear on the engine. And lowering the cab noise down from 3 to 5 decibel reduction points in the noise cab, so you less noisy, quieter for long hours in the cab. It runs a single pump flow instead of 2, and it's got improved traction control. So let's just watch that little video on this.
When you're trying to manage weeds and pests, we know time is critical, especially with changing weather conditions. We're excited to introduce a new all-wheel drive system. It's called Command Drive. Now, hills, wet spots, and soft ground are all easier to manage. As an added benefit, you'll even get a quieter ride. Here's how this all-wheel drive system works. A single pump sends flow to all 4 variable displacement motors equally. If one or more wheels lose traction, the system will adjust to slow the wheels that are slipping and direct more flow to the remaining wheels to retain all-wheel drive. Once there's traction, flow and pressure are equalized for matching power distribution. This gives you confidence to go up and down hills or through wet, sticky soil. Inside the cab is where you'll really experience what's new. Once you switch to auto mode, the system maintains your selected ground speed and application rate at lower engine RPMs. When you're heading to the next field or running on flat ground, the sprayer doesn't need to be at full throttle. With Command Drive, the engine will automatically increase RPMs, but only when you need more power. There's also an auto idle setting, which takes the machine down to 900 RPMs when stopped. Reducing engine RPMs when possible will reduce fuel and DEF consumption and provide a quieter operator experience. Now, let's listen to the difference between the manual setting and auto mode. Once you operate this machine, you'll notice the difference and really appreciate the quieter ride. Whether you're spraying on rolling hills or working through soft or sticky soil, with the all-new Command Drive, deliver more power to the ground when and where it's needed, use less fuel, and provide a quieter operating experience.
Yeah, so a lot of our sprayers, or all of them, will be going out with Command Drive next year. And this 2021 season they have them on as standard. So look for that at your John Deere Western Sales store. and ask about Command Drive, because it's a pretty cool feature. I actually drove it in the field a little bit one time to check it out over a little bit of a hill and stuff like that. It's really really neat to see, and quiet too. So just to break down all this application equipment that we've got, covering a lot of different bases. I've kind of put it in a chart here so you can kind of line them up. So if we look at the liquid systems here, I'm just going to point that out with my pointer here. The liquid tanks in the high clearance sprayers, we've got 60 to 600 to 1600 US gallon sprayer. That's high clearance sprayers there. And with the 4365, that's this style of traction unit with the big tires and the tractor-like cab. It has a 2000 US gallon one that you can put on there. So that's kind of a lower profile. And then the boom width on that sprayer one is 90 to 132 feet that we talked about. And then the 4365, this chassis here, it just has a 90 foot sprayer boom on it for spraying out chemicals. When you put the dry box on this with the air booms, you have a 90-foot spread with that one, 90-foot pattern. Okay. And with the now, so you can put a dry box on this one also with a 300 cubic foot, but it just has the spinner spreaders on it. And same thing with this one, you can get a little bit bigger. It's a 330 cubic foot one. And those spinner spreaders, they'll spread, like I say, with a good product in there, which like a Midas or I'm not pushing any of these chemical different types on you guys, but it's basically, it's got to be a hard pearl that's consistent. So that consistent size and hardness is crucial. Whether, you know, they're all the same size, that's, you know, you can get out to 100 feet minimum. I've seen it even higher, up to 110 feet, but and set your auto track to 105 and you'll be fine. But and depends on, you know, the faster you can spin the spreaders with a hard pearl, the farther it goes. So that's kind of the way that works. It's all about physics. So once again, one-stop shopping for the right applicators. We talked about that. And when you drive the applicators, we've got some really cool technology that has come along with all of our products now. So John Deere integrated technologies include in-field data sharing and line sharing. So this is a really cool feature. So when you have two sprayers in the field, the first sprayer can go in and open the field up, make a few laps, and then start heading off the next field. Maybe they've done a third of the field or something like that. The next sprayer pulls in, and if you've got the same crop, client farm field and crop with the chemicals, you can pull in and see where that person sprayed, and you're automatically going to spray where you need to. It'll shut off automatically with section control where the other sprayer was. You finish the field up, and you just keep going on along like that. We're getting quite a few more farms doing that, and it really helps out this guessing and stuff like that. So the first sprayer is basically the leader heading out to open up fields. So then you can get sub-inch accuracy with that, with the like we're talking about accuracy, pinpoint accuracy for auto tracking with our Starfire 1 and Starfire 3 activations on the 6000s. You have a choice, or you can go to RTK, which even pinpoints it more. So, but we've seen some really good results. I've got a YouTube out on that too, where a Starfire 3 will hold within less than an inch, so under an inch accuracy for at least a year. And that's going up and down the field. We've tested it out for a number of days, so we can chat with you guys about that. So remote machine monitoring, so we can help you in the field. So if you have issues in the field, we can help you out by just chiming into the monitor and helping you on the screen while you're on the phone with us. And we also get diagnostic codes sent to us, and you yourself too. But expert alerts are a big thing. Expert alerts come in from your machine is talking, sending that to us to say that there could be a possibility of an issue. Better check it out. And we've seen some good results in that. So once again, solid, stable, and still John Deere. So basically, connected support. That's what that is. Connecting the machine to the dealer and yourself. You can just look on an app on your phone and see a lot of information on there: location of the machine, what's been sprayed, when it was sprayed, and codes and things like that, and also hours on the sprayer, you know, lots of things like that. So, and on all the machines like that, tractors and combines. So, and you can plan your season remotely too by setting up fields, crops, boundaries, and guidance lines ahead of time in the work planners. And of course, recording applications of seeding applications and harvest. But your spraying applications. You can record those. That's going to be valuable to you someday, as far as the environment and also maybe government regulations, or just knowing what's been sprayed in your crop if you're renting land, or just for the next time you spray things out and talk to your agronomist. So, and so you can view all your operations remotely on that app. I talked about it, and partner with other advisors on it too. So it's not just us at Western Sales. You can partner with other advisors also. So the technology with the Starfire SF1, SF3, and RTK with the John Deere 6000s, we've seen a lot of people using that SF3, especially when you're going to be spraying numerous times on some of your expensive crops, like well, of course, canola, but also lentils. Maybe you're going to go up and down the field a few times spraying fungicide. You can get right back on that track again and have basically zero damage because you're on the same track all year long. And so almost like your controlled traffic that way. So, and once again, sharing data between sprayers, we talked about that, and guidance lines. So when you pull in the field, you're sharing that exact guidance line. If you have SF3, you're right in the money all the time that way. So, and then operations center, agronomy, data collection, and spray. You can get spray rates and things like that showing up. And there's one more product here that I'm going to show you about. It's another screen that you can get in the cab. It's just an iPad, and the iPad, you just set it up in the corner or the side. It's just taking some information off your sprayer and showing it to you. It's not going to the cloud, this part, but it's actually showing you actual ground speed and your pressure that you're spraying at. It's right on that screen. The rate deviation, droplet size, tank volume, flow rate, and the fuel rate, and what your target was and what actual rate you're putting on, all on this screen here on this iPad. So it leaves your other screens for doing other things. They're still doing some mapping too, and it's getting sent to the cloud. This one here is just staying, that data is just staying in the cloud, showing you what's actually going on in that sprayer in the field itself. And there's a Google map behind it too. So you can actually zoom out and see where you're spraying to on that also. Okay, and then the Operations Center, once again, on your app or on your laptop, you're going to get some maps like this of where you've sprayed in the field. Maybe you've done a bunch of test zones here for spraying. And we're going to talk about seed and spray in a second here, but just basically you can generate some profit maps also. So talk to your local Western Sales representative, salesperson, or Field Smart agronomist about some of this, because there's some really, really cool stuff John Deere's been putting in the hands of the producers, customers, and farmers that they can bring up themselves easily on the screen after they've done spraying. So just some current model changes for 2022. And so what we're going to talk about is just some number changes and horsepower changes. Once again, we've got improved cab though, visibility, some new mirrors, better filtration in the cab. There's a cool thing called the pressure recirculation. We'll show you a video on that, so that your boom's actually rinsing out as you're driving to the field. The boom is actually circulating the product through it, so it's not settling in the boom, causing issues that way, where some of the chemical will settle actually in the pipe itself. And a better boom track control for the height of the boom going down the field. So once again, we've got 1, 2, and 3 different sizes of chassis. Number 1, we don't see too much in Western Canada, but the 4023 is going to say the same number. The number is the same. The new models are on this column here, and that is for 2022. So just to let you know, a little bit more horsepower, 280 horsepower, 800 gallons. The numbers changed from 4030 to 408R. So that's 800 gallons. That's what that 8 means. 800 gallons US. The next one's a 310 horsepower with 1,000 gallons. It's no longer the 4038. It'll be a 410R. So 4 series, 1,000 gallons US. That's what that 10 means there. Same with the 325 horsepower, 1,200 gallon, the 44. It's going to be a 412R. So that's going to be all still the lighter frame, or sorry, lighter footprint, but that's 1,200 gallons on that sprayer at 325 horsepower. And then we get into the heavier frame ones, a little bit heavier chassis, a little bit heavier final drives, 355 horsepower, 1,200 gallons. That used to be the 4045, or a very common one. Just changing the model name numbers there to show the changes in the year there. And also it's going to be a 612. So a 6 series, 1,200 gallons US. And then the big guy is 375 horsepower, 1,600 gallons. It was an R4060, is now the 616. So it's 6 Series, 1,600 gallons US. And these are the dry boxes models on there too. So the 6 and the 4 Series, these are the 2 chassis sizes there. And so we talked about those there. We'll show you a quick video on some of these things here. The See and Spray is coming up also. It's pretty cool. So this is the new sprayers.
When it comes to spraying, you want to work fast so you can gain ground on the number of acres you need to cover. Yet you want a quality application job so you can gain confidence in knowing your crops are nurtured and protected. You also want to control costs through precise application of fertilizer and crop protection products so you can gain cost efficiency and profitability. And you want to gain a little something else, the chance to sit back and relax in the cab, to feel like you're putting in shorter hours, no matter how long of a day or late into the night you're working. Good news, the new John Deere 400 and 600 series sprayers can help you do just that. Let's start with the new cab. You can choose from 3 comfort and convenience packages. Go with the ultimate and get a touchscreen radio that's satellite and smartphone ready, a leather-wrapped steering wheel, footrests, a refrigerator, and an accessory rail. Upgrades like the Active Seat 2 sense and minimize vertical movement by up to 90%. Plus, it swivels 24 degrees to the left and right. It's heated, ventilated, and even comes with a massage feature.
Immediately when they get in the cab, they'll see the updates we've made. It's a more comfortable seat. We've come out with a new seat suspension. Anything to make an operator's mobile office more enjoyable so they can focus on what's occurring in the field.
Adding to the comfort, the optional Category 4 filtration system continuously flows filtered air through the cab to help keep it clean. And you won't have any trouble hearing your hands-free phone via Bluetooth either. Visibility options include electrically adjustable heated mirrors, additional cameras, and super bright LED lighting so you can work well into the night.
Operators are looking for high-quality lighting, whether it's early in the morning, late at night.
We have 3 lighting packages that offer better visibility out to the edge of the boom.
These sprayers turn technology into application quality. Up top, the factory-installed and calibrated Starfire 6000 receiver with SF3 delivers 50% more accuracy than the Starfire 3000.
The Starfire is core to a lot of things. Auto tracking, section control, integrating with Exact Apply.
Optional Auto Track Vision and Auto Track Row Sense keep the sprayer in the row, protecting crops while enabling you to apply at faster speeds. They also make the sprayer easier to operate. The optional Exact Apply nozzle control system now uses boom pressure recirculation. The system optimizes application accuracy, enabling you to control droplet size, spray pressure, and individual nozzles. BoomTrack Pro 2 improves the accuracy of the boom's height by 22% compared to BoomTrack Pro. Pressure recirculation, product reclaim, and boom air purge improve cleanout, spray quality, and cost savings. These sprayers cover more ground quickly and efficiently. On the 612R and the 616R, increased horsepower delivers fast acceleration.
We have added horsepower, and with those size machines, we feel that they'll have an opportunity to get through softer conditions a little bit easier without pulling the engine down as much.
Command Drive all-wheel drive delivers power to all 4 wheels when and where it's needed. Command Drive automatically increases RPM, but only when you need more power, say to maintain a consistent speed and spray pattern over big hills. In flat areas, Auto Mode maintains selected ground speed and application rate at lower RPM, reducing fuel and DEF consumption.
We made some changes on the chassis and the hydraulic system to make it capable of handling that power, and then coupled with the new command drive system, you don't have to worry about that loss in fuel.
These sprayers come standard with a Generation 4 Command Center display and a JD-Link connection, which streams your field and machine data from the display to the John Deere Operations Center, so you can track your progress and make adjustments anytime and anywhere. You also can set up prescriptions and work orders in the Operations Center and push them to the in-cab displays, helping you gain time. And when you activate AutoPath, your sprayer can go right to the same guidance lines used by your planter, regardless of your sprayer's boom width, so you can gain even more time. Remote diagnostics and new diagnostic trouble codes with descriptive text improve uptime and access to parts. And since these are connected machines, you can grant your dealer access to enable John Deere connected support. Your dealer can then receive alerts from your sprayer and fix a potential issue before it becomes a problem. When it comes to applying product, rest assured these sprayers address your three most important needs: a comfortable new cab, enhanced application quality, and more uptime, all so you can gain ground during tight application windows and in your operation. For more information, visit our website or talk with your local John Deere dealer.
So some new products for 2022, and there's another one called See & Spray here.
Grain producers managing weed pressure on fallow ground need a complete weed kill. But managing herbicide-resistant weeds comes at a cost, as more expensive tank mixes are the solution. To address this head-on, we're introducing See & Spray Select on our new 400 and 600 series sprayers. See & Spray Select enables spot spraying of weeds on fallow ground and is our first offering using this new technology, making it the only factory-installed spot spraying solution for farmers. Built on the ExactApply foundation, See & Spray Select uses advanced camera and nozzle control technology to differentiate color on fallow ground, detecting weeds and spot spraying them. Spray length, or buffer, is the length of the spot spray zone. These lengths can be small, medium, or large, and can vary based on ground speed, spray pressure, and boom height. The system detects weeds and automatically turns individual nozzles on and off for the desired spray length to hit just the weed.
See & Spray builds on a foundation of our self-propelled sprayer with ExactApply to reduce chemical inputs by only turning on nozzles when a weed is detected, and it does that seamlessly and 100% integrated with the John Deere sprayer today.
See & Spray Select hits 98% of weeds, which is similar to the hit rate of broadcast spraying. But since See & Spray only hits the weed and not the entire field, it uses an average of 77% less herbicide than broadcast spraying. That's right. In tests on 75,000 acres of fallow ground in average growing conditions with a typical weed pressure of 3,000 weeds per acre, and using an average spray length of 2.75 feet, tank level sensor values reported an average herbicide savings of 77% when compared with a broadcast sprayer. These savings equate to reduced input costs, which can justify more expensive and complex tank mixes to manage herbicide-resistant weeds. Research has shown that weeds sprayed with more than 2 modes of action are 83 times less likely to develop herbicide resistance. So you'll target herbicide-resistant weeds more cost-effectively with one tank mix, containing more modes of action, and you'll only apply it to just the weeds, significantly reducing your overall chemical usage.
I am so excited to bring this new sprayer series to market because we're focused on 3 things that customers really value, which is quality of application, ease of use, and machine availability or uptime. They're going to also be able to reduce their input costs when it comes to herbicide application
You'll also cover more acres per day because you won't stop as often to refill. For example, say you spray a 160-acre field with an application rate of 15 gallons per acre at an average ground speed of 12 miles per hour. If you tender 20 minutes for each fill, you'll save about 2 tender fills for that field when compared with a broadcast sprayer, which means you can spray the same field about 40 minutes faster. And in applications where you don't use See and Spray Select, you can simply switch to broadcast spraying without even leaving the cab.
To go from being a highly productive broadcast machine to getting into a See and Spray mode is literally a few seconds on the display to interact, and the machine is doing that job function. So the integration is really what keeps it simple for the grower to engage with the technology and get the value without having to either have an aftermarket system installed or go through other steps to get to that value.
The ExactApply nozzle control system enables you to broadcast with more accuracy than traditional broadcast spraying, reducing spray overlap, which can save you 2 to 5% in chemical costs. Best of all, you can track and access your application data through the Generation 4 display. And since the sprayer is a connected machine, it streams this data via your JD-Link connection to the John Deere Operations Center, in which you can monitor performance and make decisions anytime, anywhere. A 400 or 600 series sprayer with See and Spray Select gives you 2 effective, time-saving sprayers in one machine. See and Spray Select lets you zero in on weeds with an effective tank mix. Or you can broadcast spray for overall application. As herbicide-resistant weed pressure increases, you can reduce input costs. You can spray and save with See and Spray Select, the only factory-installed solution that gives you both targeted and broadcast spray capabilities in one sprayer. Completely integrated with John Deere Precision Ag technology and supported by a single dealer.
This is a system that is very well integrated, easy to use, and they're going to help them to save input costs with the herbicide application, better manage the herbicide-resistant weed they have, and also help them to be even better steward of the land.
For more information about See and Spray Select, visit our website or talk with your John Deere dealer.
Lots of exciting news. We've got some See and Spray to save chemical and time in the field like that. So our next product is just a 1-minute video, just 1 minute on a, I think it's a very valuable product for rinsing out the booms while you're spraying, and suppressor recirculation kit. So I might have to play it twice here, but we'll see what happens with the system there. So I'll just start it up. It's very short.
The pressure recirculation system works by moving solution from the tank to the 3-way valve on the back of the sprayer. Based on the settings from the display, the 3-way valve can be set to spray mode or recirc mode.
In spray mode, every section of the pipe is now end-fed instead of center-fed, and there are 2 feed lines for spraying. A quarter of the solution flows to the left of the boom, and a quarter of the solution flows to the right of the boom.
The remaining half of the solution goes through an enlarged strainer on the center boom, where the solution is divided into equal parts, then pushed out to the left and right booms.
In recirculation mode, the 3-way valve is closed. Solution from the tank is equally pushed out to each side of the boom through the top feed lines. The solution goes in one end and out the other.
Product Reclaim comes with the pressure recirculation performance upgrade kit on sprayers with the automated solution command system and ExactApply.
Product Reclaim blows air into the plumbing to push the solution back into the tank.
Okay, so with that product, I'm just going to explain it really slowly here because I had to look at the video a couple times. So essentially all the products coming out normally, and when you do the recirculation and you divert it with that valve, you're going to actually have the product going in one side and all the way through, and it's going to circulate back. In normal spraying though, you're going to spray, the product's going to come in each end. So it's going to come in this end of the boom and that end of the boom, and it's going to get distributed out. Rather than normally, It starts at the center of each section here, each boom. But when you're recirculating it, it just goes in one end and out the other. So if you're driving across a field, getting to one spot to another, you just put some new chemical in, or you've changed chemical, that you could rinse it out. But also whatever you've running here, it all goes back into the tank, comes back through. It's rinsing constantly with the chemical in the tank, not rinsing, but freshening up that boom, ready to go, kind of getting it charged up with actual water and product that you've got in the tank. So it's not going to be a herringbone effect going across the field, and you're going to have spray burn patterns when you first start with a new chemical. So pretty cool stuff. And so that's all I got today. And I wanted to once again thank you for actually spending some time with us. And it's basically showing, we're able to show you all of our products, and hope you appreciate the stuff that the John Deere is trying to do here to help you guys in the field, because I feel that your time is very valuable. So when you get out to the actual field and you can see the benefits of all these products, it's really fascinating. I've been around the industry for a long time. 20 or 30 years ago, I never thought that this would happen with all the products that John Deere offers. And it's all John Deere. So just remember that right from the top, from that yellow bubble all the way down. So we can serve you at the Western Sales Store, like that. So once again, thanks for spending your time with us today, and have a good day.